There is always this unsettling feeling when I come back to Phuket. Not because the island isn't beautiful, it's actually one of my favorite places on earth, but because somewhere between the beauty of the palm trees, the beach, the neon lights, and the music, I feel like I'm being forced to watch a power dynamic that makes me greatly and physically uncomfortable. It's the image of a very young Thai girl walking beside a much older male tourist. And even though I don't know their story, I don't know what's consent, what's survival, what's love, what's performance or power play, I know what it does to me. It's a feeling that settles deep in my chest before my mind can even make sense of it. My eyes register smiles, movement, normality, but my nervous system feels the imbalance. I am literally witnessing two different realities walk side by side. The older man often seems complete, a life already lived. Careers built, families formed, marriages had or lost, retirement earned, stories already told. And beside him, I see youth. Not just age, but potential, a life still in draft form, a future that hasn't yet had the space to unfold on its own. And I wonder, what happens when someone who has already lived begins to occupy the years of someone who hasn't yet had the chance to grow with their own light? I see it like an old tree, a big one, a rooted deep one, wide, shaped by decades of different seasons, many storms survived, cycles already completed, and next to it, a young plant, still soft, still reaching, still learning which direction the light comes from. Maybe the tree isn't evil, it doesn't mean any harm, it simply stands where it stands, but its shadow is huge, and the plant that is next to it grows not in open sunlight, but just in the little light that filters through whatever sun the tree allows to pass when the leaves move with the wind. So the plant adapts, it stretches towards what it can reach, it grows around what is already there, and sometimes I wonder how different that plant might become if it had the space to grow under its own sky. I know some people see this as two consenting adults making a choice, that 18 years of age is a formed adult, that a line has been drawn, and once you cross that line, everything is legal, everything is equal. And maybe, on paper, that's true, but something in me doesn't settle with that. So I embodied my disagreement, but not just as a thought, but as a gut feeling. A quiet refusal in my body to accept that everything suddenly balances itself out at midnight on a birthday. And I don't know if that makes me overly sensitive or idealistic or unfair. I don't know if I'm projecting something that isn't even there, or simply questioning a balance we are too quick to call equal. Because this makes me think. And think about how this lands when it's no longer abstract, when it's not a stranger on a street in Phuket, when it's your daughter, your younger sister, someone you love dearly who is still figuring out who she is. Maybe suddenly the answers aren't so black and white. The legalities become a threat more than protection. Feels like bare minimum, right? A line that says allowed, but not necessarily safe. And maybe that's when the question shifts from can this happen to should this happen? And hear me out, the fragility of those early years isn't just a feeling I have, it's backed by research. Development doesn't flip like a switch at 18. The brain and the sense of self are still under construction well into mid to late 20s. Especially the parts that help you evaluate risk, hold boundaries, and see long-term consequences. So, if we all agree that grooming is possible at 17, what exactly changes at 18? Is it the person, or just the permission to stop worrying? Does vulnerability really disappear overnight? Or do we just tell ourselves it does because it's easier than sitting with the discomfort? So, after all this, I want to be very clear. This is just my perspective. I'm not here to judge anybody. I understand that maturity varies for everyone and that we each grow at our own pace. But I do believe it's important to talk about this because how we measure readiness, how we decide someone is adult enough for certain dynamics, I think really shape lives. And when we overlook the way that trauma can form in those early, still forming years, we risk more than just one person's youth. We risk shaping a pattern that can echo far beyond that relationship and into our society in the shape of generational trauma. So I'm left with the question I keep carrying with me. Am I wrong for feeling this way? Am I imagining a problem where there isn't one? Or is this discomfort a form of awareness, the kind we dismiss by telling ourselves it's not our place to look too closely? What do you think about this? I'd genuinely love to know. I want to hear your opinions and your experiences. Maybe you believe something that will open my mind to a completely different perspective, and I'm always open to learning, growing, and changing my mind if it comes to it. In the end, these are just the questions that live in my head. I'm not claiming to have all the answers. I just think it's worth asking. Thank you so much for watching. I just want you to know that you're not invisible. You matter more than you think. Your feelings make sense, and your life has value far beyond what you might be able to see right now. You're allowed to take your time. You're allowed to heal. You are seen, and you are not alone. I'm waiting for you in the comments. See you in the next one. Bye.